We have been doing great. And the most beautiful part is that we started this practice long back. We are just strengthening upon it so that we understand it better and we go deeper. The forgiveness started at week 6. And since then, we have been practicing, adding a number 1 to that, right? So we know what it is. Again, we got a chance to reflect if we are still holding on our pains. We need to see what I'm holding to. And then the fear. And he defines it so beautifully with the perfection, because everything Babaji is teaching in reference to creation, we have a lot of discourses on fears. But what Babaji is saying that, you accept your perfection. Why you are denying it? And we can only understand it when we understand what the creation is. And then we realize that perfection is nothing but accepting all the life as it is. Because when we are in love, we do not care. We do not even question. When we go against it or do something which is not considered as love from our perspective, we start questioning. And that takes us back to the point where, we suffer. And the easiest way is to, go in the depth of the practice of who we are, God and I. That's the most powerful line here in self-acceptance, in, accepting our own perfection. If you go back in the chapters, you will see what Babaji was saying about perfection. Go back and repeat. You will find many things. Even maybe you would like to go through the reading chapter part again, and then you can see what it is. So we have started and we have a long way to go. I won't take much time here. I would like to invite Monilji for today's session. She would like to guide us through. I welcome Monilji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Preetiji, Saleshji, and all the masters that are present here for this opportunity. And good evening, good morning. We are joining from different time zones. So I welcome you all to be with me in this session. So we have been listening wonderful summaries, practicing meditation from last 2 days, and it was amazing. But before starting our practice, I would like to add very briefly my insights to this chapter. So starting as Babaji does, that he opens the chapter with the first part says safeguards and no shortcuts, and safety is the priority. So I would like to put little light on these affirmations kind of things, like why he has used these powerful statements. It's like this whole chapter actually is a reminder for us. So at each step, he's going step by step to remind us that what we need to follow. So the first he says is that safeguard, why it's important. So safeguard, as it says, first of all, it guards us. And second thing, we have all, it's a very old saying that cleanliness is next to godliness. So when we cleanse, the first thing we do is to cleanse ourselves, whether we do some prayers or we observe any like a deity prayer or anything, we start anything we would like to, anything like auspicious or something, we always try to take a bath, right? And we start our day with that. So it's like cleansing process. So we need to clean, and aura cleansing, cleaning or clearing the aura and closing. It's like you are having more clarity on the your clouded thoughts. So we are putting more. So we want to uncloud the thoughts in our mind, because each day we experience or encounter so many thoughts, but not all are important to us, right? We select few and work on them, or we select few and then we experience them. So this is like a cleansing process that we need to go each time, each day, to uncloud our thoughts. And the aura closing is like, I'm only available to my higher self now and not to anybody else. So I make myself unavailable basically, and I lock my aura. So it's like, and it also reflects on the, the past experiences, because all these thoughts cloud our minds, because we have something holding on to our pains, fears, or any experiences of the past. So we need to close that account. So clearing aura is very important. And then when he says that safety first, it means that he's saying that, like, we go to a therapist, and then what he does, or what she or he does, a therapist always tells us to um, tell them about our thoughts, what are our emotions, what we are feeling, and what, like, in few sessions, he or she, they don't actually do anything. They just want to know our emotions, our, um, our pains, or what, where we are stuck with our thoughts. And then, so it's like a, this whole session is like a healing, and um like yeah, I know. Yeah, I was going to say that, Geeta ji, that precaution is better than cure is also a negative affirmation, because uh, it it is like you are inviting the illnesses or the ailments. So going back to where I was, that it's like a safety issue, that we need to clear all that we are holding on first. So this is like a therapy and healing session with ourselves, with our own self, with our self-talk. That's why when Babaji starts this chapter, he says, you are so much used to with your, like, intimate talking with your higher self. So we are he reminds us that every time we need to get connected, we should cleanse our thoughts, and we have to get connected to our higher self, and then start all the process. And no shortcuts, because we and in safety, when we say that safety is priority, because he wants us to shed all the do's and don'ts that we are holding on to, our old habits or our old tried and tested procedures. So we need to stick to this formula, so that we know that whatever we are doing, the process or the procedure, what results are we yielding out of that, what difference it's making to our emotional, to our mental and physical health. So, like, for example, you are taking a treatment from a doctor, and then you would not obviously like to interfere it with your own medicines or the treatments, because you wouldn't know that what's making a difference, the treatment that you're undergoing. So it's similarly, we need to keep our on guards always on our side, because it's like a protection for us. It's like we are safe and protected. And then coming to shortcuts, he says that you have to do each and every process, that steps that we have been asked to do. So because there is no like, it says shortcut is like self-explanatory, that we can't avoid any of the practices. Like, for example, we are doing aura cleansing, so we have to do that, and then we have to get connected to the, and we have to unify with the God, connect to our higher self, and so on. And then the other part of the chapter tells us about that how we are made in the image of God. We are created out of his powerful thought, and it's all made out of love. So love should very naturally and freely flow through us. So, and what is stopping or obstructing that love force is our grudges and fear. He names it mainly two negative attributes that we can see. And then when we are attuned to God's qualities, then we have no pain, because God does not know what is pain. So God is not causing pain for us. And it's our own thoughts that's creating a qualitative life or a life of despair. And if we are going through a life of despair, we need a repair. And this is what the whole chapter is about, that how to repair. And so you have to work on your mental health first, because it doesn't directly influence your ailments or diseases, but it does indirectly. For example, I want to say that I want to become slim. So it's not very clear thought. So what would universe give me? It might give me some diseases that, like for example, thyroid or diabetes, that might have weight loss, like for physically. So it's not, nobody would ask for cancer or, like for a sore throat or a fever or anything. But somewhere our thoughts are indirectly affecting our physical health. So here, as Neha ji said yesterday, we are more concerned about the holistic health. So the holistic health, when it's taken care of, then it affects our the whole being. So we like the whole our life and the experiences. So Babaji says about oneness, that how you can get unified with God's qualities and your own higher self, and then you can make your own experiences, because thoughts are the predestiny. So, and then he says that you have to correct the thoughts. So, correcting thoughts here is, I would like to say that, like we all have been, like the definition of perfect in our minds is very like an illusion, because we have been with our conditioned minds and the society's conditioned mind, we have been expected to do everything perfectly. So when, for example, when we say a perfection in physical life or a perfectionist, is it discriminates the failure and the success. So when you are successful, you are considered to be powerful. You have control over things. But while you are a failure, then you are looked down upon from your own, like with your own family, your siblings, or anything. So we have too many shoulds, that we are expected in a certain way. So when we shed shoulds from our shoulders, then is what remains is the perfection beyond our the illusionary labels that we put on ourselves, or the labels and the identifications that we have given to ourselves. So, and like Babaji says, that whatever you want to manifest, so you keep a very clear intention and think that it's already have been set in motion. Because like you order a dish in a restaurant, so it's already like we put forth an intention. It's like ordering in the universal kitchen, and it's already starting to prepare. So we just need to wait and believe with confidence and love that our intention has been our claim or intention is already manifested. So, but for the results, we need to wait. So that's why Babaji said that safety first and no shortcuts. Don't use other methods that that would interfere with your thoughts and the procedure that we are doing with the process. And then lastly, when we are clearing our aura, it brings us to the present state of awareness. So usually what we do is we oscillate between the past and the present. So when we clean our aura from time to time, it makes us grounded. So we are always bounded by these thoughts of fears or grudges and all. But when when we are tuned to God qualities, and when we are connected to a higher self, it keeps us grounded. So, and if we are in the past and the future, it steals us from our stillness, our peace, contentment, and then it indirectly affects our physical health. So, and for today, we have to make a claim. So, for correcting thoughts, we need to make the claims that I and God claim for manifestation of the perfect health. And if you want to focus on any part of your physical ailment, you can also make a claim for that. So, and we need to always um, be with the love, the flow of the love that is our life force, that is our divine life energy. So the thoughts that interfere, we need to work on them. And we always need to do our bedtime practices because they are very mandatory and they are very important. So that is all that I had to share for today. And if anything, Preeti ji and Salesh ji wants to add, we can ask them.
So as you started with aura cleansing, the power of aura cleansing, and you also highlighted the point, it brings us to the present moment. It brings us to the state of love, right? And why it is important in this chapter. Anybody to give a thought why Babaji is talking about all of a sudden after 4 or 5 weeks he's reminding us about the aura cleansing? Give it a thought. Just take a moment. It will click why things are like that. Because when we see, we are straightly looking into our fears. To look into the fears, we need to see we are looking in our future. So the two things are happening. One, we are allowing us to see that. So far, Babaji is saying that whenever you go near the illness, you close your aura. But now we are manifesting the perfect health. So he's reminding about our aura because the physical body, what we see is not, we are not just this. He is saying your aura is also there, your thoughts and your uninvited influences. So that part is very crucial and a great reminder for this week. Otherwise, we will drain ourselves totally. What we have prepared so far, we will totally drain ourselves by just looking into our fears, going in the future, and by looking at our the grudges takes us back to the past. We are missing the present moment. So this aura cleansing part is so important for this week. Although this week is the most difficult one, even for me it was. And when you go through such difficulties, you come with a bigger light. You become more powerful. So we have the tools, but we have to use it. We have to work it and make it work so that you feel the difference. That's more important. So this life is the teacher. When we forget the truth, who is going to teach? The life is going to teach. How it's going to teach? By putting us at the point where we find in our wisdom what is going to help me here. Right? So everything is perfectly aligned, and this short summary is very difficult to present because the concepts are so very depth or itself. We can write a lot on every word. She said shortcut. You can just think of shortcut, and then you make your list. What brings it to you? That's like going in depth when we read the chapter. Shaileji takes 1 hour to read, minimum 1 hour to read one chapter. But by ourselves, when we sit, how quickly we want to finish the chapter, right? We want to finish it quickly because we want to put that attendance done. So take that time, reflect upon why things are falling in place like this. And this is not the end of the world. We are not going to resolve 100% of fear. But definitely, we are going to start at some point where we know the root cause of anything happening in our life. We are taking the finger back to us. But again, not to the extent that we kill ourselves with our own judgments. We have a very beautiful foundation of, that our creation and the God, they are not too separate. They're here to experience life. And God created when everything was created in perfection. So how can I doubt about on my perfection? Right? So thank you, Monuji. It was really wonderful. I can't thank enough for bringing the point, the power of aura cleansing this week. And it is really helpful, although we cannot escape from looking at our own fears or the correcting thoughts. But it's not about pointing fingers, it's about reflecting and expanding. That's where we accept our perfection, actually. Shaileshi, please.
I will reserve my talk for the end. Okay, today I will have some real fun things with all of you today. So just wait till the end. But yeah, definitely before we move, let's ask Sheelam ji something she wants to say.
Hello, good evening, everybody. It was a very beautiful summary, Moniji. It was really, really nice because sometimes to summarize also is very difficult, a vast subject like this, And I realize actually the shortcuts are usually we forget about aura cleaning and forget that we are the image of God. So we always want to think in our thoughts, which are totally different from what God thoughts are. So it was really good that you highlighted on each aspect which we should daily practice and make ourselves strong on this foundation. So let rest follow, which will not touch because your foundation is strong. So that was really nice. I just wanted to know, every time everyone talked about the first claim, I wanted to know the second claim, if you could tell with the disease, any example.
How about pain in the knees?
Okay, just tell me how do you word it?
So if I want to work on, let's say, pain in my knees, what would be my formula in that case, right? So let's not, what Babaji is saying, don't go into too much detail of the front and back end of the formula. The two important things, the claim and the solution for that, right? So what we are now focusing on, health of my knees, right? So I claim perfectly functional and healthy knees. That would be the claim, right? And then I will, in my dealing with thoughts section, right after this, when I say I release all my conscious and subconscious thoughts which are obstructing my manifestation of perfectly healthy knees, right? And at that time, when before putting this into a formula, you would have already done a dialogue with your higher self. Tell me about such of my thoughts that are obstructing my manifestation of healthy knees. So maybe you will then get thoughts about how about that grudge that you have been holding, right? How about that incident that happened at such and such party? You are still thinking about it. You have not closed that loop. Those kind of things will start coming in your thought, right? And they could be completely unconnected, unrelated with each other. Doesn't matter. Allow them to flow. Don't obstruct. Don't analyze, right? Just let it come. Make a note and then deal with them. Dealing with them. I mentioned yesterday when Arundhati ji was talking that pick up each one of them and say, well, okay, at that point in time, that thought had some relevance. Is it still relevant for me? Do I need to hang on to it or not? I can just let it go. It doesn't mean anything anymore to me, right? At that time, I was 25 years old and I was very conscious about my beauty. Somebody commented on my beauty and I felt bad. Today, I understand beauty is only subjective. There will always be people who will find something very beautiful and the same thing will be considered very ugly by some other people. So now I know. I have known enough in this world now. So it really doesn't matter whether somebody calls me beautiful or ugly, right? That's their perception. It doesn't change me. That sort of a thinking, a matured thinking, will help you getting those things releasing, right? You just release and let go. Such of those thoughts. So one by one, you can pick up some of those things and then work on it and then say, well, okay, now I release all of these inhibiting thoughts. I let go with forgiveness and thanks.
I release all of my
All
negative.
all these thoughts which are obstructing the manifestation of my perfect health.
Those thoughts will be from your higher self, not, yeah. So what the release part, whatever you are going to say, will be the thoughts, particularly specific thoughts that you receive.
You will basically bring up those thoughts into your conscious mind and then deal with
Yeah,
them right in the conscious mind, and then okay, tell your mind that there is no point in hanging on to this thought, just let it go, this process is over, right?
yeah,
Like that.
yeah,
That's how you deal with each one of them. That will become your specific thing for that thing. Now the tail end part of both these could be same. I release all my conscious and subconscious thoughts which are obstructing my manifestation of perfect health. This part can be same for both the situations, right?
yeah,
But picking up one ailment and working with the thoughts related to that ailment with your higher self, that is a very important process. That's the process of release. That's the process of cleaning up, right? That's what
yeah,
we are doing. So that part is very important. After that, you can just reorganize your thought. Well, okay, I am in the process of manifesting perfect health, right?
yeah. Thank
Is
you.
it helpful? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You really make
Today,
things very. Thank you so much.
we will discuss some things after the meditation. Let us talk. We will talk.
Like for me, I wanted to give an example. Like I have a family history of blood pressure. So if I'm the youngest in my family, but my siblings got it at a very young age. So, but I don't focus on that thought that it's in my genes or it's a hereditary for me. I just focus on the thoughts that I am perfect and I am made in the image of God. And then the blood that flows into my body is like love flowing in each and every cell and like the blood flow. So I never focus on that hereditary part, but I just focus on the uh, God qualities. And as soon as this thought comes to me, I change my mind and I attune myself, align myself to the God qualities that I am perfect.
Yes, because we are already addressing the question in with our higher self by asking, right, what have caused this problem, right? So we are not energizing the problem, but once we put that question, we surrender to receive you. We become, open to know. Now I know that any of the fears or that the thought of grudge could come. So I'm aware that any negative thing comes or any picture comes, the higher self might want to tell you the whole story, but I'm not able to receive. So one word could come, just one face would come. How to decode higher self message? Emphasizing on that part. You may get just one word, then you think about that, why you got that word, what it meant, and then what it meant, and then you will see the figure. It will take you to the past. You may go back in the loop, and you want to see, okay, this was the problem, and why, like Shaliji said, why I'm still holding to that? Does it make any difference? Is it important for me? And when we understand definition, why I'm jealous, why I'm in guilt, when we go to that root cause that answers everything, that's where understanding happens. I understand now what caused, and now I let go, because this is in my highest and wisest state, that I let go of this better. Thank you, Munilji, for giving such a beautiful example. We all have it one by one.
Thank you. So, can we proceed to the meditation?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, masters, then relax yourself, drink some water. Remove your glasses. You can wear them later when you want to write something, if you need them later. Each day is a good beginning to reflect on our thoughts, our emotions, our habits. Each day we go through a lot. Like thoughts clouding our mind and drifting us away from perfection. Relax your body, clasp your hands, cross your ankles, and close your eyes gently. Bring your awareness to this present moment. This present moment is perfect. Every moment is perfect. It's made with love, God's love. And that's all we all are made up of. It's like sugar in the desert. Make yourself comfortable. When our thoughts oscillate in past and present, it steals away our stillness from us, our calmness. Be aware of this aware state that you are in at this present moment. If your thoughts drift away your attention, bring it back to the love that you are perfect, whole, and healed. Take a deep breath in and feel deeply the love that you are, the light that you are. The perfection in God's thought that you were made of. You are the wave and you are the ocean. There's no difference between God and you. The attributes, the qualities that God possesses is in each cell of your body, each part of your body. All the intentions that you want to manifest is already manifested for you. Feel the tingling sensations, the vibration of love flowing throughout your body. Bring your awareness to your back, to your spine, to your neck, to your hands and your toes. Check if there is any tightness, anything that you are holding on to needs to be released. You may take a deep breath in and exhale it slowly. your gums and your teeth. Shed all the labels, all the identifications. That's related to your body, your form, your color, your complexion, your name, your profession. And go deep within to know who we are. The vastness, to the emptiness that is more vast than the sky. The place where you are seated. Feel that space around you. How much ever bigger space you have outside, it's always limited. Just like your thoughts. But the vast space inside is enriched with love, with stillness, with calmness. Of your own perfect being. Some thoughts are disturbing. Some have a discomfortable feeling. If you are lacking energy, The presence of some of the thoughts brings us anxiety. Let's use our safeguard. Our safety is our priority. Wherever we go, whether we travel, whether we are at home or at crowded places, the aura cleansing makes us feel comfortable again, brings us to the state of calmness, to the state of repair, renew, to a state of bliss and happiness. To all uninvited influences, love and light. You are each whole and healed. You are each created as love and light, and you are still love and light. You each feel no pain now, and you are not afraid. You each have a perfect place to go. And I ask my higher self, take the name, to take you there now. Each of you go in peace. I send love and light to all the thought forms around me. I release them all. You can close your aura to all, except your higher self. Love is all that you are experiencing now. You're getting more closely connected to your dear higher self. And this is the time that you can ask your higher self for a signal. And wait for your higher self to communicate with you. Everything that comes to you is perfect for that moment. Don't doubt yourself for anything. Don't feel guilty for your anger. At this moment, you can add to your list anything that you feel now or that it comes in front of you. some rude behaviors, from your side or from the other party. Any sarcasm, any bullying, anything that's obstructing your flow of love, the love that is your life force, a divine energy that you're made up of. You can never deny that. Nothing can change that. You can only change your experiences. And we all have beautiful tools to work on ourselves, to correct our thoughts. We are perfect. We were perfect in the past and will always remain perfect. So any intentions, any thoughts you want to manifest, keep this core thought in your mind. This truth will never change. In any circumstances, in all situations, it remains the same. Any insults that cause resentment, grudges, this is the time, a perfect time to release, to reflect upon your thoughts, to create a fuller and richer experience for yourself. Keep yourself open and receptive. Do not manipulate. Do not make changes to your thoughts. Let it flow, just like your love. When the boat is anchored, it cannot move. But once you set it free, then it finds its directions. It finds its own way. We have very narrow mind ways of thinking, our patterns. We are stuck with them. That might be creating many ailments. When I am fearful, I don't want to take that step forward. Then my feet started to pain. The fear is stopping me to flow, to go ahead, to express myself. We are unique, individual expressions of God. Your list might be different than mine. Your pains and hurts might not be same as mine. For some, it might be easy to release. For others, it might take some time. So be patient. Love yourself. That is what you are. Filled with God's love, all-knowing intelligence. Abundant joy, peace, peaceful, contented. You are made in the image of God. God that's your very own. You are a divine, holy, inheritance of God. Neither He can disown you, nor you can disown Him. Failures are stepping stones to success. Don't look down upon your failures. They give you better opportunities. Successful people they don't only have the stamp of approval. Failures means you are still learning. And learning is life. Learn with love, not with hatred.
ज्यादा परेशान तो are with life.
Beautiful mind has a healthy body. You have already finished writing the list of your correcting thoughts. You can make a claim now. You can create a formula for yourself. God and I claim and accept thoughts of manifesting perfect health with forgiveness and thanks. Amen. Amen. The universe is accepted. You're manifesting thoughts, and it is being manifested for you. Thoughts that you think are the experiences that you live. Keep your purity, your divinity, and your holiness. It's the top priority. You want to make the second claim. For your physical health. You can follow the formula. For any particular ailments, disease, pain in your physical body. But keeping in mind pain is not God's thought. And the love to that body part. That you would like to be cured. And think it is already cured. And you may ask your higher self, dear higher self, is my claim true and correct? Wait for your yes and no signal. God is perfect, and I am perfect too. Say it with confidence and love. God is perfect, and I am perfect too. I release all my fears and doubts. Love surrounds me and protects me at all the time. In the state of forgiveness, I accept that I am perfect. And nobody can harm me unless I invite them. My thoughts are manifesting my reality. I release the control of being perfectionist. Being perfectionist makes me fall to blame games, to criticize, to judgments. And the thought of controlling everything. I release all judgments, all critical thinking, knowing and being aware in this present moment that without my consent, nobody can bring any painful or hurtful experiences for me. I trust the process of life. Without any judgments, any criticism, any resentments. I set myself free. And I flow like a boat and find my own way. As guided by my higher self. I am in constant communication with myself. I fantasize and I imagine things. When I am with those thoughts that obstruct me to align with God's thoughts, I am made in the image of God. I am perfect. In spite of all the imperfections in my physical life, I'm working on them. I don't judge myself. I don't dwindle. On my thoughts that brings me painful experiences. I release them now. I release them now. Amen. Amen. And I move freely with the flow of life, divine, pure, and holy. I surrender and accept to the laws of nature that will bring, that's bringing me my highest perfect health. The claim has been made. I enjoy the prosperous and loving life that I have with gratitude, appreciation, and always motivate myself with all the thoughts that lead to God, my love, your love, and love of everyone else in this whole world. And nothing can stop me to experience this free flow of love, gratitude, encouragement, and appreciation keeps me aligned with God's thoughts and thereby manifesting perfect health, clean and clear your aura. For everyone else, accept your higher self. And to all thought forms around you and surrounding you, to live the life is to love the life. Thank you, Babaji. Thank you to you all for motivating, for guiding, for encouraging. There's a flow of love here, now, and everywhere. Welcome everyone in your heart space. I'm always loved, and I give love to everyone wherever I go. Love keeps me healthy, wealthy, and wise. I don't need to do any extra efforts. Time for us to come out of this experience gradually and slowly, taking your time. No pain, no gain. If we don't struggle, we don't succeed. It's all negative emotions that we are stuck with. Precaution is better than cure. I am healthy. I have perfect health. Replace your thoughts and enjoy your life. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Masters. I'm really grateful for this journey together. I appreciate, I love it. Just drink few sips of water. And enjoy the bliss.
Thank you. Thank you, Monilji, for slowly, gradually guiding us into this beautiful practice again. And with every practice, it becomes much more easier. Thank you.
Thank you, Preetiji.
With unified, we are opening our eyes to abundance, to the truth, to the creation. And every day, every master comes and they share their wisdom. That is just like bringing so much every day, and that is abundance. So you see, the uh, the eyes, that shift happens when we start seeing it by changing our own perception. So we have connected here with the truth, with the creation, and we are appreciating that in the nature. Now, if you go and see the same cricket match, you will see God's qualities there, the uniqueness, the appreciation, the frustration, the passion. Everything is just like life. You come here and in Unified, we see every day so much to learn. We cannot take it in one day. So we are opening little by little every day. And our life is the biggest teacher here. Every day, every moment, with everyone, we are learning, even with little kids. It's so wonderful. So just continue your practice, and our awareness is to understand each of the God qualities as we accept in ourselves. Do not deny the fact that, why I'm not able to see this in me, why I can't see perfection in me. And then find that. The video that I shared yesterday, Osho was saying that, you think that punishment will make you improve. So you keep punishing yourself. And when you're told that you're born out of sin, so you think misery is your destiny. You are very comfortable when you are in a problem. You think that this is the way I should be. But he's seeing that every creation is the creation of love. How you can be a sin, a miser person, or you will need a punishment there. So just embrace yourself the way you are, because you are created by God. And when you reject His creation, you reject yourself, you are rejecting His creation. Just see the bigger picture, not with the limited self, right? That is the guidance from our higher self. So everything, when a little flower in the garden is so beautiful, you are also a flower. You are so much more. You are more beautiful than anything else in the creation. And you are here to enjoy that perfection. You have that capacity. A plant might have a limited capacity to experience the perfection of creation, but you are fully enabled with that capacity, that you enjoy the perfection of creation. So do not belittle yourself. Just love yourself as you are. Do not strive for perfection. You cannot improve on yourself because you are the best of you. When you are at ease, when you are all accepting, the perfection grows. It grows that God, the affirmation that we say every day, I am made perfect. I am still perfect and I will be perfect. That Purnata, it only expands as we embrace more of who we are. And it happens at ease. It doesn't happen with struggle. It doesn't happen with a fight. When there is an inner fight, we'll see struggle outside. So everything that happens inside, a little moment of uh, resistance of love will reflect as a road accident outside. So it is that highly in tuned in that field of creation. With every flickering thought, our reality changes. So where we have to be focused is our own thought. And now we know that the source of creation, expansion, everything is right there. So we stay very alert on those areas. Stay in love, although you notice the thought. Be gentle, be guiding, be loving, care, take, and like we talk to our child. The younger it is, we do not get tired of reminding again and again. That's how we need to talk to us. Thank you so much. Shalisio.
Thank you. Thank you. So Preeti started with what I wanted to share with you. So you already now know that you didn't really miss that video from Osho. She has given you a brief of what it contained. I will slightly extend that a little bit, so that because it was a large video, there is a lot of content. So Preeti covered many of the things which I was not about to cover, but now I will cover what I wanted to say. Right. So what Osho mentioned there was that we have, right from our childhood, we have been conditioned to improve upon ourselves. That one thought I have to become better. I think most of you still have that thought because I hear it in your conversations every now and then. I have to correct this in me. I have to correct that in me, right? Becoming a better version of myself, that thought. This is coming from our conditioning, from the way we have been groomed in our childhood. Do better. Look at that guy. Look at that ideal person. Look at Rama, the ideal man, right? You have to be like that. That conditioning is what actually kills our flow of love. That conditioning actually kills our self-acceptance. You are being taught not to accept yourself as you have been created. So what are the underlying thoughts that your existence infers from this one thinking? What is the inference inside with you? Inside you, not very conscious, but unconsciously at subconscious level, what are the inferred attributes about myself that are opened up, right? So what it is, I am not good enough, right? Others see me this way, so I must be bad. I must not be enough. I must not be good enough. I have these deficiencies that they talk to me about. Now, as Preeti mentioned, this is a very disrespectful treatment of God's creation. Because people are telling us, and people are full of ignorance, they themselves are ignorant, but they are making a comment on you. And we inherit that comment and accept it in ignorance again. And what does that comment say? I know better than the Creator. Creator didn't make you perfect. You got to become better. You got to improve this. You got to change this. You are not good looking. You are dark complexion. You are fat. All kinds of things. And all these attributes that people are telling you are their own imaginations, right? So understand this, that underlying thought is that I know better than the Creator. And that is one thought that takes us away from God qualities. We manufacture these kind of fantasies. Imagine, think about it. In my fantasy, how did I create the ideal body, for example? What is an ideal body? It is just a fantasy based on how everyone else around me sees it. God created every body ideally only. Every body as created is ideal, perfect in itself to deliver, because perfection is for a purpose. So this body called Shailesh was created for a purpose. And if that purpose is served, it is the perfect body. In someone else's opinion, it may be, oh, this guy is bald. He doesn't look so nice. He has this problem, that problem. He becomes angry so many times, and people can find all that very easy, right? But the way Shailesh was created was for a specific purpose, and that creation is perfect in itself. And that perfection is what we have to learn to accept. So Osho was explaining in this video about self-acceptance. That is how important it is, right? When I learn to see perfection in my being, I will accept myself. Yes, I am the unique and the perfect creation of the Creator, of God. I have all the qualities of God and I am created in the image of God with such of these special attributes which define me, and to create that specific experience that I have to go through and grow from there, right? So that is what was explained by Osho. Understand self-acceptance and the consequence of self-acceptance. So that is the primary step. From there starts acceptance of everything else around you. When you understand the definition of acceptance, when you understand perfection, then everything around you will look perfect to you, because they are all created for a purpose in that manner. That is perfection. The entire universe operates perfectly because every element constituting the universe functions perfectly, is created in perfection. And each one of us is a part of that. That is perfection, right? We are all uniquely expressing the Creator. That's all we are doing. We are just expressing the Creator. And in this state, when we come to accept ourselves as created by the Creator and appreciate and feel gratitude for the Creator to have created me this way, that perfection, then we begin to see perfection all around us. And then we begin to accept everything around us. And then you won't have to ask anybody, how do I see love in everything? You will automatically be in that state of love. Automatically, you then become love. So self-acceptance is the key. And from that self-love, self-respect, all these things automatically come up. You become self-loving person. And not only self-loving, that becomes also your experience of your own environment. And that becomes your expression of love. Everybody can feel it. So this is what I wanted to add to what Preeti just mentioned, right? So we have to decondition some of those things which now we understand are not right. They take us away from God qualities. We need to remember we have the wisdom, we have the all-knowing intelligence behind us, but it's not accessible through the mind. It is accessible through the heart. That all-knowing intelligence. So when we learn to accept and be in that state of love, all-knowing intelligence is already available to us. And then we can see the entire creation in the right perspective. The perspective with which it was originally created. Right? That's how beautiful our existence is. It is perfect. So when it comes to our health, every experience that we have created or manifested in terms of disease it doesn't remove my perfection. It only adds a layer on top of my perfect being to experience in imagination. That experience is only a fantasy. I want to experience pain, and I am given that experience through something happening in my knees or somewhere in my elbow or maybe in my stomach, something happening somewhere that is creating discomfort. Why? Because I have affirmed to the universe, I want discomfort. How do I affirm? I affirm this to the universe by hanging on to grudges. Grudge is nothing but pain, and I don't want to leave pain. I want to hang on to it. So when I'm hanging on to the grudge, I'm telling the universe, I want more of pain. I want more misery, more suffering. Give me more. And the universe happily fulfills our desire. That's how everything is connected. And there is no delay in manifestation. Remember that. The moment the blocks are removed, manifestation will happen. And especially for painful experiences, it happens because down inside us, in our subconscious, we believe that life is suffering. We believe that, oh, everything is painful. Everybody is after my life, right? All those thoughts which are there in subconscious, they actually help manifestation of suffering immediately. But when you want to reverse this experience, when you want to change this experience to that of bliss and joy, then you have to do deeper work, because that obstruction within, obstruction in the subconscious needs to be first cleaned. That is why it takes time. There is a gap between subtle creation of my manifestation and the physical appearance. There will be time gap. And what is happening during the time? I am processing and releasing all the obstacles that are not letting me manifest it. That is the process we are learning, right? So I hope this is very helpful for all of you. One now test, everybody is going to go through this test now, right? So today, now having learned what you have learned in this lesson, and think of the time when you did not know all that you know today. Shailesh comes to you and says, well, oh, my throat is sore today. What would be your reaction to that? When you did not know what you have learned here today, and when now you know what you know from this chapter, what is the difference in your response? Is it even different? First thing is, will it be different? Right? Think about it. I am going through sore throat, and I know we have 26 health experts sitting here who have all their life helped their family members get cured, right? So today, having learned what you have learned, how will you respond? That was my fun activity for today. You don't have to tell me here, just within your mind, think about it, right? Originally, what we used to do, oh, you have a sore throat. Why don't you see, when in my childhood I used to have this, my mom used to give me this, right? Why don't you try it? That would be the response, right? And where does it come from? We feel that we are knowledgeable enough on that subject so we can advise somebody, right? First error, that is the first mistake we always make, that we forget that we are not doctors. We cannot tell somebody, you do like this and you will get well. I have also been doing the same mistake all my life. So that's why I am able to tell you, right? Now, of late, in the last few months, I have learned this lesson that I cannot tell anybody. What works for me may not work for somebody else. Why? Because now I know that underlying issue is the thoughts, not the physical condition. The external appearance of the physical condition can come from several different things internally. And so the same remedy will not work for everybody. Right? So today, when I know that the cause of the symptoms was inside me, and no doctor can know that thought because I only know my mind. From within me, I have to bring out that thought. So today, if somebody comes to me and says, "Well, I am going through this problem," what will I say? I will just send them love. I will tell them to just quiet and sit and think about where are they hanging on to problems, pains, where are they hanging on to grudges and fear. Think about it. Let that go. It is no more necessary for you to hang on to it. You will be fine. You are blocking the flow of love. One standard treatment: unblock the flow of love. That should be the treatment for everyone now. Any physical ailment is caused by blocking the flow of love.
Other way to look at it is as, it's the care, it's a form of love that people share with others, the loved ones, when they can't do much, right? So it's not the correcting thought works, it takes little time, but the physical support, the healing part, that's why we go to doctors, right? It helps cure the symptoms, but the root will always be taken care by only our own self. So everything is love.
Yes. See, before we became aware of this process, we used to suggest things to others just because it was flowing through us through love only. The background was only love, no other intention. Intention was very pure and beautiful. And like moms always do that at home, isn't it? Why do moms do home remedies for children at home? Because they have just simply nothing else but love, and that works also
Because of love.
because of love, right? So understand that. However, we cannot like do all this for everyone because we do not know to what extent that person needs a professional help, right? There are things for which professional help is important, and I do not want to inhibit that process. So because I mean, we are going through this health related week, I received several requests from individual participants on that subject, and I do not give them any solutions deliberately. The reason is, if there is a medical issue, I am not qualified to advise you on that. You need to consult a professional. They are there for a reason. They have spent their life on that work only, so they know enough about it. We need to learn to respect them, right? But of course, go to them with love.
To
Go
add more
with
to that, Shailesh, any invention, even the prosthetics, right? Denture, any invention was um, part of human evolution. We first suffered and then we created and then we came to relive. So it's only us, so the help and the support, it's the creation's compassion. We have wanted to bring that awareness when Shailaji was sharing the first part of it, Osho's talk on that. And the God qualities, we have compassion. We would think anybody who has not gone through the pain or doesn't know pain would have compassion. In this material world where we grow at school, in life without spiritual understanding, we think the pain will make us struggle and make us strong. And that's the only way to be strong. But here Babaji is saying, you experience it and then you see what it brings. It brings acceptance. It brings compassion. That is all the compassion is. I was trying to bring how would you know that the acceptance has happened already for any situation is the end result will be you will feel gratitude for that event, for that person. It's easy to just say, I accept you the way you are, and I let go things from my heart in the dealing part of our conversation. But if we have not concluded the talk in a proper way that my mind understands it, it's like, always remember, it's like a small child. It says, I want to know more. I want to experience the feeling. It overpowers the mind. That's why all thought doesn't manifest, only the feelings they manifest, right? So we are doing all these things at our heart space, heart center. And at the very root, if you see at the very root, we are learning about the creation and the creating thought, and we are giving that to ourselves, and then we are healing. How powerful it is. But do we understand what we are doing? So we see that problem in us, and then we feel it. Then we come to the conclusion where I accept and I thank that person for giving me that lesson. Now I realize I'm not here in that rosy bed. I'm here to also see the thorns and beautify it. I'm also here to see the flower and beautify it. And I am also that. I see that in me and I see all around it. That acceptance comes automatically. And that moment of realization is the moment of wow. It's like opening, it's click. And one thing is sorted out. One block is resolved. So each one of us, we have a very particular storyline in our life. And the experiences could be, we are learning guilt, facing that limitedness, that victimness, facing that fear, or the anger that we are holding to. But the storylines are very unique, giving us all these lessons. So you remember one day Shailesh gave the Buddha's teaching, what we are here to do. We are here not to just have a fightful conversation and make others convinced. We are here to grow upon on those qualities. When we are learning through life what we are becoming. Right? So each of the Buddha's lessons we learned, the 8 qualities are the God qualities. How God is seeing us. How God is loving us. And then because we are saying that we are in that image, and that image is in the expression in this human body, how will he live the life? Initially, we will have resistance. Initially, we will have confusion. But the more we start seeing, every time we remind, we will have a flow of life where we will see compassion. All the invention, आवश्यकता ही निर्माण का source है, मूल है. Right? So every creation has the root in that need, right? And that need, it's the need. All the burning hands. I remember in my childhood, I used to watch that ad where the mother is making roti in that fire. She's putting a wood fire and she's toasting the roti in that. And her hands burns. So the child sees and he goes to some forest or something and he makes a tong out of wood and then he gives to mother. That was so touching, and I didn't realize it, and that what it is saying. Now it reconnects that every pain that I had brought something new in the society, and that's the cause of expansion of this universe, this world. We come to express our love all the time. We want to be with our loved ones, so we make one lifetime, other lifetime with the same person in different roles because we want to experience love in all form. And that's how life grows. And we see the population out there and the universe is expanding. So everything is so beautifully connected once we understand one thing, the mool, the source of creation. Everything starts falling. Like yesterday, I was watching cricket with my son, the IPL match. It didn't take me a moment to talk so good about everything that was happening, all with God qualities. The two teams, wearing different jerseys. Just they are identifying. They are no good, no bad. But they're two. The game is happening between two. The game is definitely happening for win and loss. But they're still in the background, they're friends. And especially IPL is a big example where all the world's class cricketers, they come together. And the state level cricketer also come together. So it was such a beautiful experience watching that cricket with him. I was enjoying seeing life there. How beautiful it is. And that can only happen when we are here, not from here. The talk that I have and my husband, they are just different. He will also appreciate, but he will appreciate in a way he sees the world. The monetization, the technology, and that friendship, that thing. But then there is so much more to experience. It makes everything alive because now in that little playground, the 3 hours of match, you see your whole life. Every catch that is missed, every wicket that is down. It is so beautiful to see, So that makes life alive, living every moment. It's a difference. And it's coming more in nature as we practice it more and more. Thank you so much. I remember the first day I was guiding, and there the line came that God's love, it wanted to express. So he took two forms, the male and the female, and he's expressing love to each other in all the forms, because in that shunya where everything is already one, he cannot express. So he came in expression. So you see birds making love, you see the nature, everything happening in openness. That is the expression of love that is happening. And that is God loving itself, expressing love for itself. So when Osho said, you think you're born out of sin? You see, nobody criticized themselves. The birds is flying so in its own sovereignty. The lion, the forest, everything is just in place. And they're not striving for perfection. They fly equally beautiful. They sing equally beautiful. That's how I saw. And why, you in your humanity, you go and you kill people. And you in your humanity, you think you are better than others. But see how natures come together to nourish a plant. That seed is not helpless, but because it wanted to grow, all the 5 elements came together to nourish it, to live it. These thoughts, they empower me so much, to trust the creation. The fear goes automatically. And then the God comes in living. That appreciation, that it goes for nature. Now it shifts slowly. It takes time. Definitely, it takes time to see and accept the pain and the so-called wrong things in the society. But start with easy part. The next part will be taken care automatically without even you trying or knowing. You will see the kind of compassion you are developing each day.
I see that in the chat there is a discussion about prevention is better than cure. So it is um, it is not a baseless saying. Prevention is better than cure is a valid statement in most situations. But Monilji's point there is that if you are trying to prevent something, that means you are expecting it to happen. That's why you are preventing it. That is Monilji's point. And to some extent, yes, I agree. But prevention is a measure of avoidance of disaster also. So when my career has been in engineering industry, where we used to build massive multi-billion dollar projects. And in such of those projects, the processes are so complex and so disastrous if not controlled. So there, what we have to do, we have to put in measures of prevention of disaster, right? So one day I talked about something called interlock. That is basically before a disaster can happen, you stop it right there, right? So you are anticipating conditions that could lead to disaster and you prevent it, right? So prevention is definitely, I mean, like once all that thing goes out of control and creates a disaster, then the process of recovery from disaster is much bigger, right? But then there are situations where you can't prevent. Disasters will happen. You can't prevent every situation, right? Think about the Bhopal tragedy. That was a human error despite all measures existing to prevent disaster. The human error. So prevention is a very useful technique to avoid disaster, right? So you don't need to reach that level where you have to clean up and cure everything. That is what the intention is about this whole statement. But we tend not to think that much, right? Nobody thinks like Shailesh. Everything he goes into detail. Nobody thinks that much. So you just take it on the surface, and then you use this prevention is better than cure in day-to-day thing, right? Oh, okay, these days everybody is falling sick, start putting on masks, start taking this medication, start doing this and all, just to prevent that thing will not happen. In the process, we introduce disease. So that is the one of the situations where this statement will cause or will invite trouble. So
Because related to our today's topic, when I was reading the chapter, this line came to me because I felt it creates fear.
Yes, exactly, yes,
To
absolutely.
when it's concerning your health or related only to this topic. I'm not
Yes,
talking
yeah,
outside of the
yes, yes,
outside of the chapter, but yes, you are
yeah,
absolutely right.
yeah.
I understood the bigger perspective of it, but related to this chapter, as soon as I was reading, this line came to me, and I said, "Oh, it creates fear because
Yes,
you're trying to prevent something."
yeah,
And usually it's this line, especially it's used for procuring your health, because we were talking about in earlier days that we do exercise, we do yoga, we aim to, like physically we aim to get fit so that we don't become sick. So
yeah.
concerning to that, it came to me today.
And you
So
you are
Raji, you got my
absolutely
answer
right.
only concerning to this chapter.
Yeah, you are absolutely right because the word cure is related to health only, right?
Hmm.
Cure
Yeah.
is related to health. That's why this statement is more prevalent in that area, and you are absolutely right there. There's nothing. But I only wanted to give another perspective to that prevention part of it is a deliberate exercise also done, uh, and I have sat through several such discussions throughout my career, and if you sit there you will think that oh, this whole the sky is about to fall. There
In fact, you open a new perspective for me,
yes, yeah,
but only I wanted to tell Geeta ji that it was that line
yeah,
made me feel that it's creating a fear
yes,
because you are taking
yes,
preventive measures, like
yes,
same like we discussed last time that we do something for keeping our health like intact, like we do yoga, we do exercise, we drink this, like Roop ma'am also said that uh, there's so much media talking about health, your gut, your this, and then in
yes,
this whole process, we
yeah.
end up doing a lot.
Agreed. And your point is perfectly valid that this could introduce fear in somebody's mind, or this could be happening because of fear in someone's mind, right? It is possible, and probably this happens most of the time also. And we are learning now to remove fear from us so that we can have the perfect health. So that's what this is, right? So I hope we have beaten the
Like
horse
we
to
have no
death.
pain, no gain. So
Yeah, right.
it's
Good.
like no pain, no gain is also mostly you can use it for like, uh, your workplace or something like that, or maybe in life as a whole, that no pain, no gain. But I
Yeah,
also thought this very negative affirmation because,
yes. Yeah,
yeah,
agree. I agree. That is totally in my mind. There is no second thought about it. Till for a very long time, I used to think that, oh, without efforts, you can't achieve anything. But later on, as I'm growing, I'm learning that no, that's a wrong statement actually. That is a social conditioning
like
statement.
no struggle, no success. So it's also
Yes.
very illusionary.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Thank you, Monilji. Let's listen to Arundhati ji.
One more thing before we go in the chat, Geeta ji is asking, is aura closing is also prevention? To me, I think aura cleansing, very beautiful explained by Monilji today. And I would keep that in my mind. I didn't had that understanding before. Is to come in the present moment and be centered and be love and know who you are. You are only inviting those uninvited influences by having such thought. And then you center, you come back, you remember, you feel love, you radiate love. So that's the best way to come in the present moment.
Yeah.
And
Because aura
definitely
cleansing has
prevention of the outcome.
affirmation. Yeah, the aura, as soon as this chapter started, the first thing came to my mind is that the aura cleansing has affirmation. You are not afraid. Even though we don't use usually a not word and try to make it more positive, but in this, I felt that it's an affirmation. You are not afraid. You don't feel the pain. So I thought that, the it's trying
Eh,
to hit on that.
the context of, let me explain to you this, the process, the aura cleansing process is based on the Western philosophy. It is the way it is in the West, the way people perceive the existence beyond the body. So I have learned this process, exactly the same process in uh, earlier courses that I have attended, and the process is very similar. The idea and the thought behind that specific statement, that you don't feel pain and you are not afraid, is because by experience it has been found that the souls that are stuck between the two planes, between the astral and the physical plane, those souls are confused because they are not able to find their way out, and they are frustrated, and then they become so, they feel pain with everything, they feel fear of everything. That adds to their frustration and confusion, and hence their behavior. So the statement is basically towards such of those souls that are in your aura, who are creating unwanted experience for you. Okay, so understanding this particular aspect helps us communicate to those, such of those souls, that you are still made in love, you are still love and light, and you are not afraid, you are healthy and perfect. Basically telling them to leave their illusion, get them out of the illusion, and then send them to the right place, whichever belongs to them. And that right place, just so that you know, here he hasn't mentioned that, But in the other practices, what we used to do was send them to light. That was the procedure. We were supposed to, whenever we encounter any such existence, we just send them to light with love. Okay, so that's the process. So just giving you the perspective from author's perspective. This is how in the West, this is how they process these things, right?
Thank you for adding this, because I used to send them to light, and it says that I have a perfect place for you to go, and you go there. I used to visualize them going in light, but never affirmed it that way. I mean, it was very intuitive.
Yes, yeah, correct. The
And
the process that is mentioned, as soon as I read it for the first time, I immediately recalled, well, okay, during channeling and during my Reiki master's course, and also during Akashic Records course, we have practiced these things. Yeah,
may I add something,
sure.
Shailesh-ji? Recently, what's happening as soon as I start my aura cleansing, and then I say I usually do in Hindi, you do it in English. So when I say that I send love to all the uninvited influences, then immediately the next line comes to me, and I say it because it comes so forcefully that I am whole and complete, and you are whole and complete. So this is like then it comes to me intuitively. So I just accept it because it's really becoming very strong. This feel that I'm affirming first myself that I am whole and complete. So I can I can send you that love and that light that you need, because
Perfect.
there is a lack there. So we all are made out of love, but they're not realizing it yet because they have been like maybe they lost their way or something in a very easy, simple manner to say. Yeah.
That is precisely their state. They have lost their way. And the problematic part with them is, it's not that the universe is not giving them love or assisting them to come out of their illusion. Universe support system is available to them. They are refusing to accept it.
Right. They are
Right?
refusing help. Yeah.
Right. So, what I had been taught in my previous courses was that if they don't listen to you, you have to forcefully send them. Forcefully. That means the process, how you force them, I will explain that to you. We used to imagine a big rope you tie around their body and take them in your hands and send them into light. That was the process. We used to, I mean, in my imagination, this is what I used to do. Right? Because they are not accepting help, we may have to sometimes do that. But most of the times they obey your instruction. And 90% of the cases, you won't have to do any such thing. They will obey your instruction. You let them lovingly go over to the light. That's how the process was. I don't want to really confuse everybody with that, just giving you the background why this process is like this in our book.
Like what Monalji shared today, you also in last series you said, today I got a line that I set you free. You know, many a times it happens, and I also realize it even after completing the affirmation. We are mostly very much attached to their presence. We think this is my natural state. Even though we are saying love and light, we are sending you, but we don't let them go. I mean, we are holding the thread from our end.
Yeah.
It could be my own parents of some lifetime.
But still, we have to also, like in this chapter, the author has said that we don't be in a hurry to add to the guidelines provided in the book, right? So this is why the more we stick to the book initially, at least till such time we are uh, sort of unified, right? Once we are unified, then we are already in tune with intuition. We don't really have to ask anybody. We just keep following the intuition, and that's what guides us all through, right? So Just following the process right now, trusting the process and following it is the best way to go.
How we understand the intent, right? Many a
Yes.
times you might have seen that whenever you ask for higher self signal, you intend for it. But if you are in love state, the signal is already there. Many of the process that we are doing it manually over the period of time, maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, it becomes natural. It just, you don't even, you have to do it manually. It happens automatically and you come to the process very easily. So repetition practice is that important.
Correct. Thank you. Okay. Yes, Arundhati ji, please share. Yeah.
Uh, Hello, everyone. Just wanted to thank Shailesh for giving a beautiful explanation of what Osho had explained, and we missed the video, but it reached to us, and I had that faith that whatever is important for us, that will reach to us. We'll get to listen and
Arundhati ji's network is down.
long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, your network was down for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very weak. Yeah.
Okay, so should I close
Yeah.
my video?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So a long time back, I had attended a course where, uh, at that point in time, I was passing through a very acute stress, and whatever wisdom that course offered us gave me, helped me to accept myself and the person concerned in that incident. And believe it or not, the moment I uttered this word, oh, this explanation is so profound and so beautiful that I can now accept the whole thing. And the moment I uttered this thing, believe it or not, I had body pain for 16 years, and every day I was consuming paracetamol, painkillers, 3 to 6 or 10, like this. It was that terrible pain, and that whole pain suddenly vanished. That acceptance of the whole thing. So now your today's explanation again reminded me that that somewhere. In all situations I was imagining, I wasn't aware of that, but I was imagining an ideal person, ideal behavior,
Yes.
and that was again the second part is a total disrespect attitude towards the God's creation.
Yes.
Whatever they have been designed, and why did they come to my life
Yeah.
just to play a role and
Yeah.
show me all that thing which is important for my liberation, my growth, and whatever.
Yes.
So it is a divine plan and divine creation. I'm nobody to comment on that, and I will be criticizing and uh, not accepting the whole thing. That just the
Yes.
it's perfectly designed. Like
Yes.
like in the film, what we see is there is a role to be played by a villain or whoever. I mean,
Yeah.
all the old people, young people, everyone has a role to play, and that makes the whole thing game very interesting. So similarly, in my case, but I only think probably I just didn't know how to deal with it powerfully. So now this is a beautiful reminder for me that whole thing is now in a great acceptance, and the moment I'm able to accept almost everything, I'm in the flow of love. Nobody can stop that.
Yes.
So
Really good.
that's what I wanted to really thank you for, that guidance, beautiful guidance, and thank you so much.
Thank you. We need to thank Osho. Osho. I
Yeah, but
just,
yeah, that
yeah.
message came through you. I mean, that's why I really want to thank the entire team and everyone here.
Just
Thank you.
so, just for everyone's information, I listen to Osho quite a lot. So most of the things you hear through me are coming mostly from Osho.
Okay.
The explanation of the book. So I read the book, Babaji's message, And then to explain that information slightly in my fashion, you will always see Osho coming out. I listen to Osho quite a lot, right? So,
Mhm.
and I have a lot of respect for what he has done for our human beings, the humanity. Really wonderful. So, yeah, that's what it is. Thank you,
This one
Arundhati ji.
word of acceptance is made a change, the game change
Yes,
a thing. And
absolutely
also
is.
the ideal body also very nicely defined that I asked for that pain, and that's why universe gave me this. And when the right time, when I learned my lesson, probably the pain also and everything will just disappear, not an issue.
Exactly. But the thing is, don't blame yourself for asking for the pain as well,
Yeah, no,
because you may have asked for it unintentionally, right?
unintentionally,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Holding on to a grudge, your objective was not to get the pain, right?
Yes.
But at subconscious level, it was
Yes.
aligning with your thoughts inside, right? That life is suffering. And it converted the grudge into suffering.
Suffering. And
Yes,
right from childhood, why I was the only child who was made very sensitive and kind of holding on to this thing was that pattern that also I could identify, and
yeah.
now I can easily let go because it's not serving the purpose anymore.
Anymore. Exactly,
It
exactly,
has
right?
lost its relevance.
Yes. So so in our human life, we go through a period of conditioning ourselves to a certain pattern, and
Yeah.
then live through the pattern, experience it fully, and then decondition ourselves towards end of our life,
Yes.
right?
Yes. We
That's
have
the
a
way
choice.
we
The awareness
if
which has been
yes,
given to us.
exactly. So what we are now doing is, okay, the purpose is served. I went through a set of, because I had to experience Arundhati,
Yes.
right? So an Arundhati is created in perfectness that way,
Yes.
to be
Yes.
sensitive,
Yes.
to
Yes.
create experiences that way, right?
Yeah.
Now Arundhati has experienced, okay, what else does Arundhati want? That's what you are exploring, right? So
Yeah.
whatever is not necessary, I am letting it go.
Yes.
And then what will emerge after you let go all that, what will emerge will be your true self.
Yeah.
And that's what you can then live.
So when I refer to all my written part which I did earlier, also and over a period of time, I've been writing it, but and there also wrote letting go kind of thing. But after letting go, the finger was still on them and pointing like they are the people who kind of created this mess. So there was this blame game, again continued, and it was not effective. That letting go also, process of letting go also was not very effective. But now the acceptance, they played their role perfectly well, and now
Also, also what you
uh,
thought was a mess.
yes, was the perfect order,
Ah,
perfect created
e-
divine plan. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So those messes that we don't like are
yeah.
there for a reason, for a purpose, right? So
Yes,
just
yes.
knowing that itself is so beautiful.
So now their role and my experiences, everything is, if it is accepted well, so the flow of love, nobody can stop it.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
absolutely. That is
it's
your
very
natural
good.
state. That is your
Yes,
natural
yes,
state. Yes,
yeah, yeah.
very good.
And because of that only, because of that grudge which I was holding, my love for myself and others had completely blocked. The literally लगता था कि heart बंद हो गया है. And I wasn't like that earlier, but now over a period of time, unknowingly subtle way, and it happened now. I think it's so easy. This is my
Yes,
natural state. Yeah. Thank you
very
so
nice.
much.
Very good.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
I clap for you. You are doing
Thank
very
you so
good.
much.
Your progress is fantastic.
Thank you so
Just,
much.
yeah, thank you.
It is very courageous to see life the way you are seeing it. at the state you are in. We can talk, but you are living it. So it is coming from your experience, from deep realization. And then that is when the healing happens.
Yes. Thank you
Doctor
so
keep
much.
changing the prescriptions because some medicine they think that it worked with most of the people. They prescribe that first. If that doesn't work, they prescribe another one.
Another one, yes.
But the actual cause is whatever I take, my root is not fixed. I will keep on
Yes.
growing on that. Right? It
Yes.
cannot solve the problem.
Yes. No, that's what in my statement, I always felt that at every step, I get that divine help, no matter what. And how, through some programs, through some statements, through some reading, and there is a flash, sometimes intuition, but there is a divine help every step. And that has given me so much of encouragement and courage to deal with it
Yes,
पावरफुली ये प्रॉब्लम मिला है ठीक है कोई बात नहीं निकल भी जाएंगे और जितना जब निकालना तो निकालेगा नहीं निकालना तो वो भी ठीक है वो भी स्वीकार है
this
एक्चुअली
is,
एक्सेप्टेंस ऑफ एवरीथिंग
yeah.
with
And
with issue or with health issue or without because at the end of it equanimity हो तो ठीक है नहीं हो तो भी ठीक that kind of thing has over a period of time it has come but
yes,
some emotional disturbance was still there at the background and that I wanted to sort it out and today I got that clarity. Thank you so much.
yeah, good. Very good. You are making good progress. Just keep
Thank
doing
you so
that.
much.
Gratitude, you will now begin to notice gratitude is
Gratitude, yes, of course, for
naturally
everything.
coming. You are able to
Yes,
appreciate how nature was supporting you all along,
supporting me. Yes.
right? Yeah.
That's
So
what I
good.
wanted to add. Even for the person that you are holding grudge or anger, just
Mm.
you will feel grateful that thank you for letting me meet myself.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
I
No,
found myself. That day
I
is
was
so
sending them
beautiful.
love. I was sending them love from chapter 1 onwards. But somewhere I was still in my self dialogue. I was criticizing and condemning their behavior, what they did to me. So that has now completely stopped. They perfectly delivered their dialogues and behavior. The acting was perfect. They were perfect actor.
Yes.
You are a great example for everybody, Arundhati ji. Everybody's life, they bring such experiences, right? The storylines are unique, but we do still feel even the loved ones, the closest one, we never thought of, having separation or they will condemn us like this. But life has to teach, your self-awareness. It has to be on you.
And this was also traumatic for me. It almost took 5 years for me to settle with that, but now I think out of it.
Very good.
Mentally, emotionally, I need to sort it out, and then things will automatically flow.
That willingness is only needed, and it will end up at gratitude, and you will become
Yeah.
love.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. गीता जी अनम्यूट कर लीजिए.
Thank you so much. First of all, I'll share what came to me when I wrote about whether cleaning the aura is something like prevention. Um, all of a sudden, I'm sure it came from my intuition inside only. Uh, the thought came like, don't you take a shower every day? I mean, on one side, there could be somebody who will be saying it these words: you must keep your body clean, otherwise, you'll get a disease. Otherwise, just as a matter of habit, you get to know, oh, I have sweated so much, now I'm going to take a shower and all that. So, I think if the answer was to me, like aura cleaning, you will get to know when you require to clean it. And like when we come from outside, we take a shower because we want to wash off the dirt and everything. I remember in one of the practices, they used to say that at the end of the day or when you come back home, you should clean your aura. That is in heartfulness practice. So there is a meditation style called heartfulness. In that, they say that whenever you come from outside, here we do it even when we are about to go outside. There they say it's mandatory when you come from outside that you must clean your aura. So the hand I raised was related to something because we are discussing about how to have perfect health. So you gave a blanket answer that if somebody says that I've got some problem, then the cause for that is blocked love, right? Flow of love has been. So you said that I will suggest that unblock that. But I think layman would require elaborate knowledge. So I had been jotting down some points. Please enlighten me if something can be added to it. So if we are having that kind of a discussion between people, then it would be that please check whether you are holding on to something, person, or a grudge, or an event, right? Just examine, like a doctor examines the body. So we tell that person, so that please check whether you are holding on to something. Next is, are you trying to control? And I've written this in third point, elaborated, even trying to control. So for people who have done unified, you still have not dropped that notion that things or people need improvement. So that means you are still believing that perfection is not there. So, so you still have not dropped that notion. Then,
Yes.
fourth point I got from what Anna wrote, there is some kind of limiting belief in you which might have caused this problem, right? Because I know about one of my limiting beliefs. I had been fed this dose from my parents only. गरम सर्द हो जाएगा. So गरम चीज के बाद ठंडा नहीं खाने का. So immediately after coming back from somewhere, if you have come from outside and it's very hot outside, do not switch on the AC immediately because garam sard ho jayega. So, that sort of limiting belief could have been the reason. What other reason could be there where a person can examine? Look, you are having some sort of dis-ease. So let us examine where exactly we need to. I mean, it's like stethoscope. Huh? We're putting whether we are trying to control something, whether we are not in mode of self-acceptance and accepting others, where we are thinking that there is some improvement possible. What else can be added to this?
This is exactly the process. Nothing to be added to it. Our process is very simple. First of all, identify the problem, then see what is the result you want. So problem means something you don't want. Then what is it that you want? Okay, and then clean up all the obstacles coming in the way. That's it. This is a simple process, and it can be applied to everything, not just health. Process is simple. We identify the problem, define what you really want, right? And then what is it that is stopping it? Obstacles. Remove the obstacles. And our
One more point
obstacles,
occurred to me, please. Please tell me if that can be added. One more point which occurred was there could be an uninvited influence on the person who's having some sort of dis-ease.
it is part of that, the third thing that I am saying. Anything that is blocking could be uninvited influence, my own thoughts, limiting beliefs, right? Everything is part of that. So we deal with them. Right? The framework is very simple. The problem, the goal, and then the obstructions. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. This every time we talk about it, it becomes more and more clear to all of us, right? Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Geeta ji, you can share that in the group. Everybody will be able
Yeah.
to see the concise list of talk today.
If you please permit me, then may I invite by raising hands, of course. Somebody would like to add to this list. I can repeat this again.
Just go on in the chat group. It will be more entertaining there. See much more
Done,
come.
done,
Because here
done.
very limited people are there still, and in the group we have more
Yes, it's past 8
different
already.
time zone and all that. So it will be good.
Chili. Thank you. Thank you so much. All of you add value to this experience for all of us. So I'm really grateful for your participation and for actively doing things. Thank you so much. Thank you, Masters. Thank you, Monilji, for a beautiful meditation as well. Thank you. All right, so let's
Thank you for
be.
this opportunity.
Okay, so we'll get together
My
again tomorrow.
internet is unstable, so I'm not opening my video.
It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. All right. So
Thank you so much. Thank
be
you,
ready with
everyone.
your questions. Tomorrow we will do the question answers. So be ready with your questions. I will try to make my throat as good as possible. And then
I
we
would
will.
say just go with the practice. Answers will come now. Now the higher self connection established in first 7 weeks. So
Yes.
have that trust, that you receive the answer, and the receiving the answer is not like, in a one line like Shalish is telling you. It would be symbol. It would be a picture. Decode them. It will be just one word repeating in your mind all the time, stuck somewhere. So just try to understand that what it brings, and then that talk to yourself as a child. Your mind is a very delicate thing. It's God's grace. So just embrace it like love, and then keep talking, and tell them that, I feel differently. Do you give it a thought? Do you want to accept it? And then move on. Then again it comes. It's a loving conversation happening all the time.
Yes. So just to add to what just now Preeti said, you may get a symbol or something like that, right?
Picture, images.
Understand why doesn't universe give you a direct answer? There are two reasons. One reason is that it could become interference with your free will. Second reason is that it wants you to think deeper and find out what all is associated with that within you. That is the ultimate purpose. It is always symbolic for that reason. That dig deeper, go inside and figure out why, right? Then you will get your own answers and you will be able to release.
Because now, if I share my dreams, like I share my dream with you, then you will just say, okay, these line, this event. But the feeling behind is only with me. If I say a word, um, insane, the feeling could be different to two-person, right? I'm insane. I can be happy when I feel I'm insane in God's love. But other can think, okay, he's putting me in the asylum, right? So that kind of difference we all have. So having that symbol, it's a code, it's a message, and we can only decode it because it's for us.
All right. Okay. So see you tomorrow at the same time, Masters. Wonderful. And we will be coming to an end for week 14 now. So one more week and we will be pretty much done with part 2, right? So pat yourself in the back for having stuck all along till this time doing the practices, right?
Next week, Babaji will pat on your back that you are still here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Geetaji, do you still want to say something? Let me unmute. Is it, or I forgot to?
I'm sorry, I must have forgotten to
Okay.
load the hand.
No worries. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, Master. See you tomorrow.